Morgan Cibilic, the rookie that's been on absolute fire during this Australian leg, taking on the wildcard Liam O'Brien. Both surfers looking to crack their first championship tour final.
Up our conditions, it's absolutely perfect. Here we go. Here's Morgan.
Yeah, he's 1 point ride from the start of the heat and taking off at the moment. Great swell on offer this morning. As the wild card taps into that first section, drives up into the pocket, has a harder hit at it and just falls from the sky.
Wow, that was a pretty heavy section there for Liam O'Brien. Just coming unstuck.
A couple of falls to get things started, and really, we heard Joanne DeFay probably point to the fact that the swell is a lot bigger today than we've had for the competition. The surfers probably riding waves out there bigger than they've surfed in the whole duration of the event window. As a result, he really kind of becomes part of each of the communities that he visits, so they all get behind him as well. And here we go, a bit of action out on the outside. You can see already a 1 point ride next to Morgan's name. So a throwaway taking a fall at the start of this heat. As a prison for Aboriginal men and boys. And, you know, there was a lot of deaths in custody over here as well, and we gave our respects to those lives lost. And it was just a great experience, really powerful, and both these guys were heavily engaged. As we see on the outside, Morgan might be having a look at this one. Good looking wave standing up, drops to the bottom, goes looking for that first section. Super aggressive, hammers the lip but can't reel it in.
Setting himself up for a really good back end of the tour. Looks like he's going to have a takeoff.
Looking to drive around this section. Has to chase the wave for a moment, but it now starts to slow up, and he lets go of a beautiful snap in the pocket. So it's going to be the one manoeuvre, but it will be the best wave of this heat so far. 21 minutes to go, and Morgan Cibilic's going to jump into the lead here. I think we can expect fireworks when these two rivals hit the lineup, but right now a replay of Morgan's last ride. 3.67 for this one, Rich.
Yeah, not a bad turn. He was caught behind.
An amazing amount of refinement that went on as we see the replay of his last ride.
Yeah, so Morgan just slicing off the top there and just using a little bit of backwash in the wave. Had put a bit of spice on that top turn there.
Here we go. This is Liam O'Brien, though. The 21-year-old drives up into the first section. He's been patient with that priority. Needs to make it count, and he'll go down. And that's going to hand a big advantage over to Morgan Cibilic, who just dropped a 4.5. He'll now have priority on the outside with 12.5 minutes to go. Welcome back to the show. Semi-final 1 underway, and Liam O'Brien, the wild card, opting for the forehand on this ride. Trying to track down Morgan Cibilic, who's jumped to a small lead at this stage. He needs a 5.84, Liam, to get himself into the lead here. 10.5 minutes to go. He'll be making a jump up into the leaderboard's top 10. As we see the replay of Liam here.
Yeah, Liam just hammers that final section there on the right. So maybe just switching his tactics to low, not going far from his preheat warm-up. Live action.
Just over 5.5 minutes to go. Liam gets hung up there for a moment, and that'll really punish him on the scorecard.
Looking at that wave run, I'm wondering whether he did take his 6.2 out, because that board looks like it's getting just a little bit stuck in the lip. It's happened more than once in this heat now.
Going, so he gives up on it, but Morgan Cibilic still hammering away on the back end, gets that finish, and I think really his style, Rich, that low planted style has really served him well in riding out of the tricky end sections here. Cards from Morgs. He signed a 3-year deal with Rip Curl last December. Here's a replay. That first turn, so strong, a lot of speed generated as he exited the manoeuvre.
Oh, so much speed through those first two turns. Just elongating that bottom turn with the bigger waves. Just watch him sit on it just for that moment. Jams it under the pocket. Comes around again. Just very composed off the bottom. More live action.
Well, here we go. Liam O'Brien goes looking for the pit. Tucks in, but gets swamped by the whitewater. And with just over 3 minutes to go, they really do step up and do their best when they're against a big name. I think Morgan's one of those surfers. So to have a matchup where he's got such a fantastic opportunity to crack his first championship final. You know, we've seen him up against the likes of Medina pushing him in the semi-final, staying on pace, giving himself an opportunity to have a go at a victory. But you've got to give him some credit. He's done such a great job with these two surfers on the outside.
Wow.
The wild card, Liam O'Brien gets his opportunity on a good-looking wall, drives up into the first section. Nice backhand snap to get started. Needs a 6.08 out of this wave, losing a bit of flow here in the white water. Can he get to the finish? Well, there's not much in it.
But then he got this one. Look at it. One of the bigger waves of the heat. Definitely drives off the bottom. Critical first turn. Didn't over push it. And this is really one of the first cutbacks we've seen on the left. And just gets hung up there.
Didn't
quite finishing it off either.
Even the first turn, he didn't really slam the section.
Playing it sensible here. He knows that with a decent number here, he could replace that 4.5. He's having a paddle.
Well, Liam sold it to him.
Wow.
And
okay.
It was a good move here.
And sort of steered out of it, didn't he?
He did, and as a result, the score didn't come through at that 6.08. So we say goodbye to the wild card. Morgan Cibilic, his magic run continues, and he has cracked his first championship tour final. On Morgan Cibilic, he's with Stace.
Been on the championship tour for all of about 5 minutes, Morgan, and you're into your first final. How good does that feel?
Yeah, it feels amazing. That heat was really, really tricky, but backside out there is kind of like you don't realise how fast the waves are until you kind of get your first pump in. And yeah, but I'm psyched at that one. It was a pretty scrappy heat between me and Lob, but yeah, hopefully I can put a few together in the final, and yeah, we'll see. I'm so psyched though.
Saw you sitting a little bit further in, obviously trying to scrap. Did you feel like you're trying to put a bit of pressure on your friend there?
Yeah, definitely. I felt like we had these huge sets at the start of the heat that were like unreal right-handers, and I just felt like the energy was going to get sucked out of the ocean a little bit, so I just decided to get a little bit busy and try my luck on a bunch of waves. Yeah, they were pretty scrappy little waves, but sometimes you got to do that to get through, and yeah, I'm happy, and hopefully in the final we get blessed with some nugs.
Looked like you picked up a new injury there. Did you want to walk us through that one?
Yeah, I just got a couple tiny little cuts on my feet. I thought like I was tripping on my priority decision at the end because it was pretty rogue of me, and then I stood up on that last wave thinking I might need another score, so I tried to like hit the end section, and I don't know if you guys have seen, but it's pretty dry in there, and I just got dragged along the rocks, but we're all good, ready to rumble.
You do pretty well with injuries. Best luck for the final, Morgan.
Thank you.
Good on you, Stace. Yeah, Morgan Cibilic, just an amazing run he's been.